HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And as always, big shout out to everyone that's been tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG, which stands for Hip Hop Discussion Group. And as always, you can go to our website that you can see on the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com. Go check out latest music that's out, our merch, upcoming events, and also some of our previous written interviews. This is always made possible through our company, HHDG Media Inc., which is our 5 members, Rock Vader KB, T. Smith, the Mayor, Skelly Top, and myself, Wiki. For tonight, we have a guest coming out of Massachusetts. You know, that name is ringing bells for years now, the past recent years, and been putting a lot of people up on the talent coming out of the state. So I'm definitely, honored to speak with this producer, engineer, artist, and much more, because he's one of those people that's, when he's got his mindset and willing to learn something, he puts forth the effort for it. And that's definitely, appreciated for me as an older person, seeing the youth continuously doing that. So, and speaking of determination, 4 projects just this year, and he's not stopping. He's been putting out countless music. We're going to talk about some of the previous work. I'm going to be putting up the Bandcamp link for y'all to go tune in, support, listen. And he's been working with the raw talent that's coming out of the state, coming up at the same time, and real recognize real. These people seeing what he's doing, he's seeing what they're doing, they networking. Big shout out to the whole Champion Sound Dream Team doing their thing. And another up and coming artist that I've been paying attention to, Blue Hill Bill, killer artist. They did an ill album with the artist for tonight called Blue Magic right here. Shout out to Bars Over BS. And then, we also want to talk about the importance that people don't talk about enough of is once you got that music out there, one of the key components that can make or break it is an engineer. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce, coming out of Massachusetts, Lowell to be exact, DeevoDaGenius.
Yo, man, I appreciate that introduction, man. For real, that's love, man. That's super love. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm great. I'm just coming off of a long day of some sessions. I was editing some video earlier, and then we just did a course, a production course here in my studio over here in Brockton. So it's been a jam-packed day, but I'm happy. I'm winding down right now. I'm rolling my little weed. I'm just, you feel me? Just taking my time, just decompress.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel
For
you.
sure. How are you, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
Word, man. Hell yeah. I'm happy to be here for sure, man. Big shout out to HHDG Media.
Respect. Now, before we even go into what you've been doing for this year, I didn't mention in the intro, but Untitled number 7 was also one of the ill projects that came out this year.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you've been doing these projects for at least a good 6 years now, right? 6 or 7 years?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yo, this is crazy. I'm talking about this right now. This is the first time someone's really gone that far into the discography. So I appreciate you with respect. But yeah, 6, 7 years since I started that. Since I started the entitled series, I was like, I think I was like 18, 17 or 18 when I first started it. Yeah,
That's
man.
dope. That's dope. Now, for some people, and they come up and you've already displayed being multi-talented.
Mhm.
When did production the first come
Oh,
into,
that's a good
with you?
question.
And was there anybody else growing up that you seen, like maybe family or friend?
Mm. Well, all right. So when I was like, so my pops, I think my pops is really like the number one catalyst as far as me getting into music. Cause my pops, he was a DJ. So my pops, my family's originates from Sierra Leone. So
Hmm.
I'm first generation. I'm first generation. So my dad in Sierra Leone, he would DJ. He was more like a selected kind of DJ. He'd have his records, you feel what I'm saying, and just like kind of curate the vibe as the night goes on.
Right.
And I feel like him kind of just assessing the vibe, assessing energy. You feel me? Him choosing like the order of records throughout the night kind of was like my first introduction into like into DJing.
Hmm.
Then engineering, like he always had like he had he had a visual equalizer in this
Oh, okay.
he had a visual equalizer, and bro, that shit was like the most fascinating shit to me when I was young. I had to be like 6 or 7. I would always play with the because you had the bands. It had to be like 12 or 13 bands that you could like it was on a slider that you could
Yep.
go like you could
Uh-huh.
slide all the way up and slide all the way down. So I remember being super young and my pops was playing music and I would play around with the equalizer. I noticed that the band like if I played with the bands on the left side, it made the sound more boomy. When I made this, if I took the sliders on the right side, it made it more like tinny or higher. So, but I didn't, and just seeing like how the bars moved and like how like when certain audio files was just like red line and shit and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like the red,
Uh-huh.
yellow, green, like that shit always fascinated me when I was younger. So by the time I was around like 13, 14, 15 years old, my older brother, he was into like I remember when I first like he played me NY State New York State of Mind by Nas for the first time. I remember being like 11 or 12 first hearing that, and I remember the bass line, just hearing that bass line, hearing the drums. And for the longest, I did not know the name to the song. My brother, he was the type of brother where like, like if I wanted to know some shit that he had going on, I really had to like keep coming back and asking about it, asking about it, asking
Ah,
about it.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like once I started hearing like music like that, I was like, yo, I need to know more. Like I need to know where all this, what is this sound? Like what is this vein of like hip hop? So fast forward by the time I was in like middle school, probably around like 14, 15 years old, that's when I came across the Special Herbs volumes from MF Doom.
I'm doing, yep. Hmm.
Yeah. So and I remember like, yo, my pops like nigga, I was a kid like after school, my peoples was coming to get me 2, 3, 4 hours after school's over. So I'd be on like, you know what I'm saying, the campus and shit, just listening to those beat tapes, or I'll walk home just listening to those beat tapes. And I remember like by the time I was like 16, 17, there was a music like the my school had introduced this music class. It was teaching people Ableton.
Oh,
And
that's dope.
yeah, and I actually did not get into the class. One of my homeboys, Ernest, who I work with frequently, he was in the class. So I used to sneak out of my class and I used to go in his class because my school didn't like my school when I was in it, by the time like around that time, like there was only like all the black kids were like real like close knit. So
Hmm.
we all damn near look like each other. You feel what I'm saying? Like we all had flat tops and shit like that. So like some teachers didn't really didn't know who was who. You feel me? So there'd be days where I'll get off 20, 30 minutes straight just in the class. You feel me? So like around 16, 17, that's when I really picked up Ableton for the first time. And I started producing, like making my little beats, but that shit was so hard for me to like grasp. So I think like for that first year, like I was off and on, and then And then I heard Donuts for the first time.
Ah,
And then after I heard Donuts for the first time, I was like, fuck that. I'm making beats, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I heard Donuts, that's also when that's when I cracked the like I found that vein of the sound I was really looking for, that cinematic instrumental sound. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit always fascinated me. My mom always listened to cinematic instrumental artists like Yanni. I don't know if you're familiar with Yanni,
yeah.
but Yanni,
Mhm.
like my mom always had that playing in the in like see those type of CDs as random shit playing in the car. So I always loved like cinematic instrumental music. Even like some of my favorite rappers like rapping over instrumentals like that, beats that sounded big, but it was still hip hop. And Donuts was like the mag like was literally like there was no album I feel like out at that time that embodied that more than that album. So, and after I heard that, I was like, yo, nah, I gotta produce. I gotta figure out how to make this. So yeah, that's how I really like got into it. That's how I got into it. So it wasn't even on no like I want to make beats for niggas to rap on because Donuts don't got no rappers on it.
That's
You feel
right.
me?
Yep.
It was always for me. It always just starts the foundation for me is like making a very dope canvas, making a very, very, very dope canvas that I can listen to for a grip before I hear anybody. That's why I love Take Notice by Dilla so much with Guilty Simpson. Cause that beat plays for mad long before Guilty
Oh
jumps
man.
on. You know what I'm saying? And that beat, I remember where I was the first time I heard that. I was mowing a lawn the first time I heard that. It was my headphones. And I remember that shit dropped. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this, yo? Like, bro, I need to learn how to produce. But this was all around that, like, between like 16, 17 years old. That's when I was like, yeah, I gotta start producing.
That's dope, man.
Hell yeah, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think you're the first person I like really broke it down like that deep to for real.
That's ill. Let's give the people a little clip of that Take Notice joint
Hell yeah, got
for
to.
those that are not familiar.
What? That's just a classic. 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 Mm. Oh my god. That shit's hard. I seen that shit earlier.
That little nice. All right, there it is.
Oh, so that's all the one nigga. That shit look tough.
Holla. Y'all think a nigga playing? Don't let me have to lace you up. Yeah. Louder.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want them messing with me for playing that
Ha,
old
facts.
joint.
Facts. Rest in peace, Dilla.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Man, being that you mentioned wanting to have that type of cinematic soundscape, when I listen to certain projects, I definitely noticed that about your production. And it's not just for one song. You encompass the whole project to be that way, like a
For sure.
continuous chemistry going
For
through
sure.
each track.
I appreciate you noticing that, bro. For sure. That shit is like because like I don't want to cut you off. I don't know if you want me to expand on
No,
that.
go ahead. Uh-huh.
Like at I want to say it was around like Untitled 2. Like I noticed in a lot of albums that I love or that were coming out like in the early mid 2000s and even still now, I noticed how these songs were just like it'd be the song would play and it would just cut off and then it'd be on to the next cut of the project. And I just like kind of took a step back. I want to say like a year or like around then, and really just like kind of just like peeped how vinyl moves, peeped how like my favorite movies, and in reality, it's like there aren't a lot of my favorite movies. Don't There are movies that will like cut off, be like Act One, and it'll just like cut and it'll go to like a different part of the movie. You feel what I'm saying? Like movies like a recent one like is like Nope that I think Jordan Peele did that one where like it's like split up into four. Like it'll it'll split it up and just give you context. So by the end of the movie, it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I love stories. First and foremost, I love stories. You feel me? And I love the flow and I love the feel of stories. Like, and I wanted my music always from the beginning to feel like a film, like a really good like horror film or like a really good like not even just horror, just layered film. You know what I'm saying? Like
Gotcha.
in a good layered film, there's shit in a shot that may not make sense till way later. You feel me? Or they'll foreshadow shit in the first like few minutes and you won't see it again or it won't make sense again till the end of the movie or some shit will just be there randomly or there'll be mistakes that motherfuckers leave. You know what I'm saying? Or but my favorite movies all they it doesn't really stop until the end. You feel me? There may be a change in pace. There may be like you know, a part in the movie where because there be some movies where there's like a little like mini clip where it's like completely diverts away from what the movie's talking about, but it like paints more context for some reason. Like I like
Yeah.
shit like that. You feel me? So,
It's like
but
a
I just never
transition.
like a transition. You know what I'm saying? But I never really wanted. I just never wanted my shit to kind of just be like a bunch of separate tracks, like or my albums to be a bunch of separate pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like I make albums, like my albums, like how I execute albums is it's like a train of thought. You know what I'm saying? Like for Blue Magic, for example, like Blue Magic was like Blue Magic is a black exploitation film.
Yep.
You feel me? Like it's a black exploitation film that like kind of that is like that's telling the story of these three badass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And like it almost feels like the man feels like motherfuckers just kick the door down, and you see Blue Hill Bill with a big ass afro and a fucking revolver, and you see Kill with a big ass afro and a revolver, and I'm outside in the getaway driver. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Like and throughout the tape, there's different sounds and shit that accompany that, but it doesn't stop or it doesn't really. There's no real moment where you're like it's like black, like where it's like the screen goes black in the movie theater, and now we're all waiting for what comes next. It's like nah, this shit. You were on the edge of your seat the entire time. Like what the fuck is about to happen next?
Yep.
You feel me? And that's really how I want all my albums to feel. I want this shit to not stop. I want you to not even know that you're about to be done with the project. I want you to be left and leaving more like, damn, fuck. I gotta run that shit back. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely feel that. Yeah. And if you even being let's stick on Blue Magic, if I was to just close my eyes and listen to the album, you get that feel like you're visually seeing what's going on
Yes.
without
Yes.
actually seeing it.
Right. Right. And that's what I love about like sampling, period, bro. Because like sampling, I can really sampling is really like painting, bro. Like I can really, or it's like painting and like time travel mixed in one. It's like I'm placing shit that's bringing you somewhere. but you're standing right, but you're wherever the fuck you are, but I'm taking you somewhere else. I'm taking you to a memory. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking you something that you kind of remember that feels familiar. And you know what I'm saying? On Blue Magic specifically, it's like even if you never watched a black exploitation film in your life, you know, you can hear, you feel like it feels vintage. You feel the crackle. You feel the like it damn near feels like a filter on life, like a fucking vintage filter on life, like a 90s film filter.
Yeah.
Like a super 8. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
and that's
Yep.
really what I love about not
That
only
was a
just
great example.
sampling, but like not only just sampling, but being able to like use or emulate gear like the SP 1200. You know what I'm saying? That really brings you back to that time where it's like, nah, this shit's really it's like believable. And then the art on top, it's like, damn, now like now I can kind of see now I can see a visual snapshot of where all of this shit is taking place.
Yep. Now I get a better understanding of why when you create your music, how you want to have everything properly pieced together. Because there's a lot of producers out there. It could be a dope track, but it doesn't have a certain type of layer or sonics to it that you're really gonna remember that later on,
Mm-hmm.
years
It,
down the line.
it's context. It's just it would be context and I yo there are I got albums that I love that don't build any kind of world at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the albums I listen to the most have a whole world attached to them. You feel me? They don't even gotta
Mhm.
be. It don't even gotta be a rap album. You feel me? Like, it's crazy. Me and my man's were riding in the car, and he was like, "Yo, do you listen to anything else but besides like boom bapish or like traditional? I call it traditional hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or anything from the
Okay.
strain of traditional hip hop." And I was telling him, "Yo, there are artists that I like there are trap artists that I love, like Bankroll Fresh, for example. Bankroll Fresh, I love Bankroll Fresh, but the reason why I love Bankroll Fresh is because he paints, he was a world builder. Everything he raps about is like about his world. You can see everything that he's
Yep.
rapping about, and then the production production that he chooses accompanies it beautifully. You feel me? So now I'm transported to Atlanta in the mid 2000s. I have a feeling of what that looks like. So it's the same thing with me. Like, you feel me? I want to be able to. I want to build a world. I want there to be context between everything that you're listening to. So now it's like now when you see I want you to see. I want it to be. I want to get to this point where it's like you're. I wanted the context to be so good that like there's now like tangible objects that you're seeing on your everyday that's making you think of
Your
certain shit.
music.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Like that's kind of what I was hoping for. Like that shade of blue that I was going for. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a like as more reps go, it's like you figure out more ways to do that shit.
Gotcha. What was the premise to starting your Untitled series?
Yo, that's a great question. So, um, so all right. So how I describe it, I say the Untitled series documents the evolving sound of DeevoDaGenius inspired by the world that we live in. So essentially, I started Untitled because I had 4 beats and I was like, yo, like these 4 beats kind of like tell like a it's like a little beat tape. It's like a quick little tape that you could ride to, you feel me? But I don't want it. I was trying to relieve myself of the pressure of making like of trying to live up to fucking Donuts or live up to fucking Madlib's Beat Conductor series or
Hmm.
Apollo Brown's tapes and shit like that. Like I knew that this was like my training wheels. This was my baby steps. So I was like, yo, fuck it. If even if my beat tapes aren't crazy amazing or highly regarded yet, I'm gonna start. This is where I'm gonna start here, and I want to be able to look back and at my discography or look back at this series and be able to track my growth in another like 4 or 5 years. So And I remember the first Untitled I had broken my kneecap in a basketball injury. I played college, so I played college basketball out here, and I broke my kneecap. And I remember I was out for the entire season, and I had a big ass cast on my leg, but I was still active though. I was still moving around and shit. And but basketball up to that point had taken like a big majority of my life. This is right around as I started to like. It is actually that injury actually allowed me to become more comfortable with making beats because I needed more. I needed something to. I couldn't practice. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
couldn't move around how I moved. I was stationary, so I was like, yo, let me just really go into making beats. And I found myself making beats a lot more often to the point where I bought a speaker setup from my dorm room, and I was just like, yo, I like these beats. Like I'm gonna put out this little tape, and this is gonna be like my first shit. And I'm like, yo, this is how I'm gonna track my growth. So I did Untitled One. Um, it actually got taken down off of streaming platforms. It's probably out there somewhere though. But I put it up there, and that was like just like a personal accomplishment for myself. I'm like, yeah, bet I did that. So then when I did two, I felt mad good because it's like, yo, I can do a two to a piece that I have out because
Right.
I already did one. Now I get to really do two. So one was like three tracks, and then two was really special to me because like that's when I started learning really how to collage because I also collage a lot too. And that was like the first collage cover I ever did. And I mixed a picture of my mom in there and all that, a bunch of different, and it was made out of a bunch of pictures that I took myself. And the beats on it were like some of my favorite beats that I was making at the time. One of which was Our Life, which is going crazy right now. But I sampled Everybody Loves the Sunshine by Roy Ayers,
Hmm.
which is like everybody does it, but like to me that's special to me because I knew how prevalent that sample was, but the fact that I was able to flip it the way I flipped it, and it was like it was a symbol that I was getting better, and that's really the premise of Untitled. The premise of Untitled is yo like there should be no like it's me against me, and I'm constantly trying to evolve from the last one. You know what I'm saying? So there was three on that first one. Then I think on the second one, I think I did like 8 or 9 tracks. I got better with the world building on that one a lot. Um, I made the cover for myself on that one. Then on Title Three, I met this collage artist named Tay Butler, who I gained a lot of respect for. He did the art for that one. He did the art for Untitled 3 and 4, and that was around the time where that was around the time where I built my first studio with a bunch of my friends back in Lowell called Under Construction. So
Nice.
the entirety of 3 and 4 was me just going to that studio every day at fucking 8 o'clock in the morning and not leaving till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and just making as many beats as I possibly can, just locking myself in the studio and just learning really how to sample, really learn how to sample. And I remember times being like, damn, like, am I getting better? Like, I remember being curved like by certain people that I was showing music to. I remember being on around the time of Untitled 3 and Untitled 4, feeling like I was proficient enough to show beats to someone like a Benny the Butcher or Conway the Machine, and getting on Instagram Live with A&Rs from their respective labels, and then being like, nah, not yet, but in another year, 2 years, I can see the growth. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then fast forward to Untitled 7 and El Camino's on there. You know what I'm saying? Along with ST Knack. So it's like the premise of Untitled has always been like I want to create that anthology that I can look back at and be like, yo, like I got better at the world building. I got better with the with the art. I got building that building context and just really like you know what I'm saying. But just making beats, period, and just getting closer to that highly regarded level of tapes, like a Donuts, like a Beat Conductor, like a you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
Apollo Brown and them.
That's ill. And to have that passion from a tragedy, you in school, basketball is that was the thing. And
Hell
to
yeah,
be able to through that push forth more with your production instead of being in such a low energy negative atmosphere you brought out something much more.
Hell yeah. And you know, to be honest, bro, I can't even say that it was like a all the way tragedy because it's funny, and this is the first time I'm really like admitting this out loud. When I broke my kneecap, part of me was really like, it was like I was kind of at peace with it, like because at that point in my life, basketball was really consuming like my life. Like I was really starting to stress basketball out. I
Mm,
remember like basketball, like practice wasn't feeling the same. You know what I'm saying? Playing the game wasn't feeling the same. Like college made, and then college basketball just turns into a job. And I remember just like I was still dedicated. I was still dedicated to getting better, but it was like I damn near wanted to. I'd given so much of my early life up to it as like 21, 22. That's all I knew, and I was like, yo, I want to try. I want to do something for me. You know what I'm saying? It was always like I feel like I've always played sports to like get to college, so I didn't have to pay full price to college. You
right.
know what I'm saying? And I'm just a competitive person, so I love competing. But I was like, damn, I really want to like I have this love for music. And once that happened, and after the surgery happened and all that, it was fucked up. Definitely, just like being like not being able to walk and shit like that. But like I think part of me was really glad that it kind of happened because I was like, yo, okay, bet like I don't have to I don't got to do what I've been doing for the past 16 years every day straight. You know what I'm saying? And this at this
Right.
point, I'm getting up 6 a.m. I'm going to the gym. I'm banging out three back to back classes. I'm going to practice, coming back to my room. Got to do my homework on all that shit. I got a social life and all that. Then I'm right back to it the next day. It was like, God damn. You know
It's
what
a
I'm
lot.
saying? So
It's like being a drone.
yeah, for sure. So like when that shit happened, I was like, okay, bet this is the first time in my life where I can like do something else for a little bit.
Yep. It's not easy.
Mm-mm.
It's not easy. Mm. Where did the name the Lethal Lefty come from?
Lethal left me. So, um, so I always just it was just I was always a left hand. I was just always left handed, and like it just came from I came from basketball. Like motherfuckers always try to be like, yo, he's going left, and they just couldn't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what just some of the homies just calling me like the lethal lefty. Like people know like I'm gonna go left. I'm probably gonna that's probably the first direction I'm gonna go
Uh-huh.
at well, like if you're playing against me just on the court or anything like that. But I'm so damn fast and like I know like people like when people guarding left-handed people, like it takes like that it takes a certain like level of smarts for you to get used to and be able to play that. And by the time you figure it out, I'm going right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what people just what I'm saying that I hoop with. They just always call me lethal because it's like I knew that about people, like being left-handed. It's like, but you're gonna try to figure me out left. And by the time you figure me out left, then I'm gonna pull out the right, and now you just fucked. Now you're discouraged, and now I'm dominating. You feel me?
Definitely, definitely. Now you were recently talking about you also do collages, and I've seen your work. Um, how does it feel now that some of your work is in West Side Gun's home?
Oh shit. Uh, First of all, I gotta shout out Chop the Head, and I gotta shout out Jackson Hollows for being amazing visual artists and being what I'm saying, the foundations behind both of those pieces of shit. The fact that it's just like it's surreal. It's surreal because it's like I know in my heart that I'm a high level curator. I know I've grown. And that's something I've grown into. And seeing somebody in that I respect, especially in the vein of music that I create, that has been able to like achieve the level of success that he's achieved and still promote curation and promote like yo, it's not just about being a good rapper, but it's about again building worlds, building context. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very proud. It's a very proud feeling knowing that he saw my shit and he's like, yo, like this is that's the first shit he said, like, yo, bro, this is crazy work. He damn near thought that they were the same artists because
Oh, okay.
because of the styles. And
Hmm.
I'd let him know, like, yo, bro, nah, this is, you know what I'm saying, these are two different artists. But that was my train of thought. Because Blue Magic is based in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? And the character that's on the one of the character that's on the back, like one of the characters that on the back cover,
Hmm.
uh the dude, the boxer, you feel me? Like essentially, like the whole idea of it was Untitled. Like I want me, like, to be kind of like a ancestor or descendant of the boxer on the back cover of Blue Magic. So you see me with the blue hoodie, you know what I'm saying, on the brick wall that the boxing dude is hanging out of. So essentially, like, if you like see, it's the same building essentially. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's supposed to be reminiscent of each other because like Untitled is kind of like supposed to be like a newer sound, but still within the Blue Magic vein, which is why you still get like like the same textures. You still get Bill and Kill on tracks, but you're also getting like kind of like a newer feeling, and you're getting like you're getting cinematic vibes, like joints like the Freeman Jam joint. Like Freeman Jam to me could have been on Blue Magic as its own cut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely has that cohesion with it. Yeah.
For sure.
I was trying to get the picture of the boxer, but I don't know if anybody's going to be able to see that up on there.
Hell, yup. There you go, right there. There you go, right there. Yup. There you go, right there.
Now, being that your artwork, you know, how did you get into doing the collages? And
This is a
was there
good.
anyone that started seeing what you were doing and say that you should take this further?
That's crazy. That's a good question. Um, damn. I might have did my first collage. Okay, so I want to say I did my first collage. My first collage had to have been on like Photoshop. So all right, so it all started when I was like 11 or like 12. I like cracked my first version of Adobe Photoshop, and I was originally video editing, like game like video game footage and shit that me and my friends
Hmm.
were making. And um I think by the time I was like 13 or 14, I started playing around with like just like taking the background off of certain photos and adding new context to it. And I think people, but I wasn't doing it for the sake of a collage. I was just like I was making like YouTube backgrounds for people at that time and like cover art for people at that time. So
All right.
like I think people saw my work at that age and were like, "Oh shit!" Like when you do this shit for like a flyer, this should look fire. Like this should look dope. Like keep doing this. Or people would hit me up for flyers and shit because they knew I was good at that. Now collaging specifically, I've always just I've thought collage was ill since the first time I seen collage, probably when I was like around the same age. I just never knew that I was capable of. It was just something I always wanted to do. Like once my hand and my like taste got better.
Okay. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And there was I took a class in college for collage. I think it was during COVID, and it was just a an elective, and I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that a lot, especially like with the like doing it by hand because like the difference between doing this, and I learned my boy Davino and I talked about this, all Davino, but like you wanna be able to touch your shit. You wanna be able to touch your art because that texture is like you're gonna feel the difference between texture in real and like when you hold things in hand versus
Hmm.
the iPad. Like the only way you feel the texture is really by sight. You know what I'm saying? Like
True. Yep.
if I'm using something, if I'm using like if I use fucking wax paper, you know what I'm saying, for my as part of my as a layer, along with magazine, along with construction paper, or even loose leaf paper, I'm gonna feel the difference. You know what I'm saying? So that's an added dimension. So a lot of my first shit was off of that, and but a lot of my shit recently, um, like it was kind of like a resurgence, was because of my iPad. I bought when I bought an iPad, like I I actually bought my iPad just to collage. Like I bought my iPad just to collage. Like yo, I'm just gonna fucking I'm just gonna start to like just to practice. Like I want to be able to cut shit from random shit and just push it together. And the first one I did ended up coming out crazy. And I think just like my taste, just like in the back of my brain was just always like just kind of just training. And I think by the time I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy an iPad, I think that my subconscious was telling me, okay, yeah, you're ready. So this is why that first one like came out the way it did. But definitely a lot of studying. So when that first one came out, like I want to say a few months ago, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, um, I want to say it had to be. I think it had to be. I think it was my shorty. She was like, "Yo, this is dope. Like, do this." And I was like, "All right, bet. I'm gonna keep going." So yeah,
Yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah, and definitely shout out Aldovino because I've noticed in recent years he's also been pushing his art as well.
for sure. Davino is a genius. Like, and I try to give Davino his flowers as much as I can when I see him. Davino is really a genius. Like, he's really a human Swiss Army knife, as he would say. And the fact that like he's insane. That man is insanely talented. That is an insanely talented motherfucker right there. Like the fact, and he wants to, and he's the type of person where he's gonna eat the food that he grows. Meaning that like if he's gonna distribute something, he wants to be able to source it himself. He wants to be able to be the source of where it's coming from, so that
Right.
that there isn't somebody else. You know
Else
what I'm
doing. Yep.
saying? And
Hmm.
that's why that's one of the things I respect most about Davino specifically, and that's something that he's like a lot. That's a lot of the knowledge behind that he's been pouring into me, and I really appreciate him for that.
That's ill. Yeah. He definitely he has that that hustler and entrepreneur mentality in him.
Along with being a phenomenal artist, and along with being a phenomenal artist, because some people have one or the other. That man right there has both.
Yep. All right, we just talking about the art, and something came to mind that I forgot about.
Mm.
You said that in ninth grade is when you first heard West Side Gun. What
Hmm.
song was that?
It was 1,000 Birds, but with Wes Conway on the Good Book Volume 2 joint, produced by the Alchemist and
I,
Budgie.
yep.
And I was in my man Jeff Barron's car, and he had like a forest green Rav 4, and he was tuned into Sirius XM. And yo, I remember hearing that beat come on. It was the beat that got me.
Hmm.
And then hearing Conway, just the way he dropped in, and then West pulling up right after him, and then the way that the beat turned over, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I did not know rap. Like I like this like we're making this now? Like this is happening right now? I thought this shit was like this gotta be old. But I'm like, no, this is happening right now. And it had to be either, I want to say it was either Sirius XM or either Jeff was playing it from the aux. But I remember hearing that shit and being like, what the fuck is this? And I rushed to the crib. I found the whole Good Book Volume 2. Then I
Uh-huh.
went back and did the knowledge on Good Book Volume 1.
See, that's
And
man.
yo, I was beside myself, needless to say, for grip.
I love hearing that, man.
Hell yeah.
Because see, this is what I love about what music can do to people. If it captivates you in a certain way, you want to know more about it.
More. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then now I was ninth grade, and the fact that I was like, yeah, and that was the surface for me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I remember like graduating high school and then coming across Ka and coming across Rock Marcy. You know what I'm saying? Coming across Mark Homie, coming across fucking even Navy Blue and the Earl sweatshirts,
Ooh,
and
okay.
you know what I'm saying? I remember like it was funny because around the time where I met Westside Gun, so a fun fact, I don't listen to a lot of rap. I don't listen to a lot of rap at all. I listen to more beat tapes. And around that time, um, around that time, around that time, I was listening to a lot of knowledge. Listening to a lot of knowledge and knowledge like alone. I was listening to knowledge alone. I was listening to a lot of, or actually not alone. I was listening to a lot of knowledge. hmm I think it's just somewhere wrong. A lot of knowledge, a lot of Madlib, a lot of Damu the Fudge Monk. I want to say
Oh
that
yeah,
beat.
yeah, yeah.
I was listening to a lot of Iman Omari,
Hmm.
um, Stolen Drums, um, Obliv was around. I discovered the Obliv around that time. Um, yeah, like I found everything I was looking for around that time. I found everything I was looking for that
That's
time.
dope.
And the homie Jansport J, I got him.
Ooh,
Shout out
another
Jansport
dope
J.
one. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then yeah, I found out a lot like Taku. I was heavy on the Dilla at that point. Apollo Brown had me in a chokehold at that point. Um, understanding Just Blaze as a producer. You know what I'm saying? Understanding just other greats as producers. And so I was listening to only beats around that time. So hold on, I think I just got off topic. What was the question?
No, we were talking about ninth grade with
Oh yeah.
West Side Gun.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't listening to a lot of rap around that time. So there was like a break. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So there was a big break in between the first time I heard Gun
Hmm.
and then understanding, and then when I heard Ka, because when I was reintroduced to Ka around 12th grade, that's when I went back and did the knowledge on the entire scope of the underground from the rapper standpoint, because I was that's what I, yeah, because from the between ninth and 12th grade, I was understanding the entire scope from a producer standpoint,
Producer, I
understanding
get
that,
it.
you know what I'm saying,
Ah, okay.
you know what I'm saying, so understanding that Dylan and Madlib were, considered forefathers, understanding that Alchemist, just building the family tree in my brain, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, so that's when I went back and understood. That's when I was able to piece the Special Herbs series that I'd been listening to when I was younger within this scope. Like, okay, bet this within this family tree. This is where this lies. This is where in this timeline. This is where the special herbs lies. This is where the alchemist good book lies. This is where you know what I'm saying, the Madlib beat conductor donuts. Under going back on donuts. Okay, So donuts is the surface. Donuts is the end. You know what I'm saying? Going back and learning, okay, no, there were tapes.
Yeah.
There were tapes of just beats that were just numbers. You know what I'm saying? The Dillatronic, fucking um Slum Village, fucking just everything I needed to know from a producer standpoint while listening to some artists, but really understanding just like, Flying Lotus, fucking the whole low end theory movement, DiBiase, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just like that between ninth and 12th grade, I was like really doing the knowledge on the producer side of this lane. So by the time 12th grade rolled back around, I had a whole nother level of appreciation for this shit. Cause I'm like, damn, like, and these are the pioneers that are rapping over this production. You know what I'm saying? I remember hearing the Meek Mill remix tape
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
being like, and being like, damn, I need Meek to like tap in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
A lot of people was
I
trying.
really
Yeah,
hope, you know what I'm saying? I really hope that one day he's like, fuck, like, yo, this shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on the Meek. I'm still waiting on it. You know what I'm saying? But like just around that time, just, you know, understanding who all these people were and understanding that some of these dudes that rapped were making these beats too. And then just like having a whole level like, yo, like Doom, Ka, Rock Marcy, Evidence, Alk, all these dudes is
yeah.
like in this like special Dilla. Like I could never rap, but I just have another level of respect for these dudes because it's like, damn, like y'all y'all put it all together.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
doing both. Yeah,
For
amazing.
sure. But yeah, it's
Yep.
it's it's, it's crazy. It's crazy. But and to your point, it's crazy what hearing one song or a bunch of songs over a different timeline made me want to how it made me want to learn more and what it made me and what I learned like and now and it makes me feel even more blessed, especially doing the knowledge, knowing how blessed I am to be, how blessed I am to like what I like naturally. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like I get to add on. I get to add on to what I love, and I get to do it with respect, with true respect and true love for what's come before me type shit.
Yo, that's love right there. And for those tuning in, this is what being a student, a lover, and a fan of the music truly shows. Yo,
Hell yeah.
you explaining that your whole experience and how you went in like that. There's nothing that can replace that. And
Nah, bro.
for you to do knowledge like that of just the producers, and then years later go back for the lyrical side of everything, that's dope.
I'm blessed, man. I'm glad. I'm glad, and I'm glad it was done. Like there were people along the line. There were people along the road, like my man's Ernest and my man Reef. That like I was able to like learn with. But a
Mhm.
majority of that time, I'm blessed that I was able to go on that journey on my own and really find out what I like on my own. Like, cause sometimes when dudes want you to know something or dudes really believe in something, they try to push you something on you or inadvertently. But the fact that I was able to really like do the knowledge on my own and really like find out and see what resonated with me, I feel like is what allows me to like really what I love, like genuinely and without any influence like outside influences.
Yep, man, that's dope. Now, also being the owner, I have to talk about, and I want to segue because you were talking about production. Tell the people about you now on volume 15 of the boutique, and
Mm.
also speak on Elevation Records with
Word.
the number 11, not two L's, but
The 11.
11.
Yo, this is dope. I love these questions, bro. I love these questions, man, because this shit right here is like this is really important. I wouldn't even thought of like I wouldn't even there's nothing that could have prepared me for these questions. So this is just raw right here. So so as for the boutique, so I'm actually on volume 21 now actually. So
Okay.
but so the boutique what the boutique started as, cuz in the last year 2 years the volume in which I'm creating and I'm able to execute has like improved. I'm so proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I'm able to I'm damn near making entire beat tapes in a day now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like without fail. Like if I want to make a tape with somebody in a day and I'm inspired, it's gonna get done. Even if I'm not inspired, if I can force it out of myself if I want to, you know what I'm saying? And the boutique is similar to Entitled in the sense of like this is an anthology. This is tracking my progress. But instead of it being focused into one like project where I'm shaving a bunch of the fat off, the boutique is literally that raw thought. It's just raw thought from the last month or so, or my last 30 days, or my last 30 beats. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Raw thought. There's beats in there that are 3 minutes long. There are beats in there that are 1 minute long. There's beats in there that is just a quick 40 seconds. You know what I'm saying? There's like interludes in there. There's little ideas in there. Like, and essentially the boutique is just allowing it's my version of, you know, Zion with Ninth. You know, like Ninth is putting everything from his like he's literally dumping the brain from the last few years into this project, and it's 30 joints, it's 40 joints, and you can just chill and just play that shit, and just have a conversation. You can play that shit and just and think. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Going around.
And
Yeah.
like and I got ADHD like a motherfucker, so like I love shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're short. Cause it's like I'm the type of person if I find that minute cut of a beat,
Mhm.
especially if it's at the end of a song, and it's just like it fades out and it fades back in. I'm running it back. I'm running it into the dirt if I have to. I'll download the song. I'll cut just the end part of the beat if I need to. You know what I'm saying? So like the boutique is essentially like I wanted to just replicate that feeling, but we're in an age right now where it's like I feel like producers like I tried selling the beats online kind of thing, like selling track by track and just letting people just like buy beats, straight up. But it just felt very it just felt like it just didn't feel like it felt like it was like it lacked an experience. It lacked exclusivity, and I feel like it lacked like artistic expression almost. Like it felt like more just straight commercialization. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like my beats up there, you're pressing play, you're seeing if you like it, you like it, you're adding it to your cart, and then you go check out, and it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the boutique essentially is, I want you to feel that train of thought that I had. So I'm creating a cover art. I'm setting it up like a project where you can stream it 1 to 30, but putting it up there for $100 because it's damn near like I want you. It's like it's a record store. Elevation Records is a record store. You know what I'm saying? It's a record store, and it's also it's a production house, and it's a brainchild of somebody very near and dear to my heart, the owner of the recorder studio that I work out of, one of my partners in Elevation Records, and the founder, uh DJ 211, Shane DG 211 Gooding, who is from Boston, grew up in the Heat Street Projects and moved to Brockton. And he started in I want to say 2011. I hope I'm not wrong, but or no. In 2014, I want to say 2014 to 2015, he started the Sound Lab Record Studios in Brockton, Massachusetts, which has since its conception has like birthed a lot of people throughout Massachusetts.
Well,
First
well
look,
known
you know what
throughout
I'm
the state.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like it was a lot of people's, like like running grounds, their first go ahead, like from names like from Massachusetts, names like Latrell James, Luke Bars, fucking like the Van Buren crew, people, but even to now, like people that have come through, and the legacy that's been be able to build for people you know like I got joints. I've done joints with Bodie Rock here. I've done joints with, you know, all of the family done daily. Hanif here. I've done records with, a bunch of people in Massachusetts have been able to create stories here. And this is all off of somebody that, believed in the vision of Massachusetts, like musical future of Massachusetts. And he don't even make music himself. You know what I'm saying? He's a DJ. And he's a go getter. So Elevation Records was essentially like it's a nod to him. You know what I'm saying? DJ 211, E11, like Elevation, and Elevation is all he's ever wanted for us. You know what I'm saying? Um like elevating as artists, and I came across the Sound Lab late, or not late, but just later on, like the first location had been closed down, and he moved to a second location down here in Brockton, which wasn't too far from the first location. Basically, essentially started over, and not much longer after he started over, uh, I came along, and me being from Lowell, Brockton's about an hour drive away from me. You know what I'm saying? And I still live in Lowell, so I had met him, and I think he took a liking to my dedication driving an hour to and from whenever I'd come here. I purchased engineering I put an engineering class and coursework from one of the lead engineer here at the time. And I essentially just picked up a job here around 20, I want to say 2021, and it's been my job ever since. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? So, but this is but all the while, 211 has been pouring into me multiple resources outside of the studio in order for me to elevate, and in order for me to grow as a producer, as an artist, as a curator, not just for me, but for a whole bunch of us, hundreds of us, literally hundreds of us, and we've given birth to a bunch of different shit outside of my discography, like the Testing Lab, which is a showcase for artists to come by and test music for a live audience, or you know my producer camp called Genius Camp, where producers come here and elevate and improve their workflows around artists that are also being put to the test and being able to make records in 40 minutes or less. You know what I'm saying? So to 11, and this is all the brainchild of a man who just had a dream and had a means of getting it done, and to me that's like the fact that I get to do what I get to do because of what he wanted to do, and all it makes me want to do is pay it forward. So Elevation Records is essentially like what I plan to do, like as far as just paying it forward, elevating people that are around us, you know, and like and being able to sustain that. And part of sustaining that is putting like valuing yourself. And I feel like a 30 pack of my ideas is worth a pair of sneakers, at least. At the very least, you being able to enjoy 30 of my ideas that I've worked so hard to be able to express finally fluidly should be at least a pair of Air Force Ones. And I love Air Force Ones. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at right now, I feel like once it gets as time grows and as my taste continues to develop, and my story continues to grow, and as my stock continues to rise, the boutiques aren't gonna be they're gonna be $200 or $300, and one day maybe $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the boutique and Elevation Records is essentially just you know recognizing the amount of effort, time, and respect that has not been only built into my craft, the sound lab as a studio, but you know what it is that we're trying to build here in Massachusetts, which is like a sound. You know, we're trying to build our story. We're trying to get our story out. And elevation is essentially like, yo, like from our standpoint, these are different stories that we want to be able to highlight, you know, along with my story, along with people like Stumble, who's a young up and coming talent, produce, records, songwrites himself, amazing R&B talent, you know what I'm saying? And just different people around that are really, really going crazy, you know what I'm saying? And we built this shit ourselves, no investors, no outside people trying to give us a few $100,000. Like, nah, this
Hmm.
is us making sure that we're, you know,
Built it
on
like
top
a
of our shit,
community.
yeah, and pay and you know, paying what we got to pay to make sure that people have a resource in this
That's
community.
beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Yeah, and I think a lot of people can learn from that. That no matter where you're coming from, you don't always need that outside source to give you that incentive that yeah, you're doing something right. Let me help out because
Right.
we as black people, we still have a problem in this country with having that cohesion, having that community like we once done, and
Absolutely.
there's always that element of someone trying to come in and break it up and bring it to a monotony type of with financials all the time, and it's more than that with us. And sometimes we get so misguided by money that we forget that here in our local area, we have talent, we have people of different backgrounds and skills that can work together to build, like you just gave a perfect example of with the Sound Lab,
Absolutely.
Elevation Records as well.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because, you know, like this is a black business that has been able to thrive in Brockton, Massachusetts for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, yo, bro, like for a business that serves people within the hip hop genre, which is just turned 50, this business has been able to exist for 10 years. There are a lot of I can't think of how many businesses that I know or even been a part of that didn't make it past one. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Or ideas that don't even make it past one. Like this business, this actual business has been able to sustain 10. You know what I'm saying? So like it just goes to show like our people can do it if we buckle down and really focus
Right.
on it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Indeed, indeed. You mentioned damn, I forgot it. You said Samba, right?
Yeah, song. Yep.
Yeah. What was the project? Hot Trick?
Hat trick, yes,
Hat Trick.
yes,
Hat Trick.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. Hell yeah. Hat trick. It's funny, yo. It's crazy that you're bringing this shit up. That's crazy. You know, like, you know, Samba is like within this whole underground thing, right? Like, Samba, I feel like has a very unique story, sound, and you know, perspective that he can add. You know what I'm saying? And like, he comes from he's young. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid just turned 21, I think. He just turned
Okay.
21,
Wow.
you know? And he produces himself, he records himself, he's a songwriter. He does just like me, and he's an artist and does it all himself. He does his own video. You know what I'm saying? The kid is he's amazing.
That's
He's
dope. I
amazing.
love hearing stuff like this.
And the fact that because most kids that age, you know, a lot of them feel like, especially at the level of talent that he has, they feel like they all figured it. They have it all figured out. And you know, especially coming from being an incredible singer and shit like that, like he doesn't have to hear my sound.
Hmm.
Like someone usually in his shoes, you would think like, oh, that I don't see myself, you know, fitting with that kind of sound. You know what I'm saying? Or this is out of my comfort zone. Let me shy away. Samba sits here like a sponge, and he not only figures out where to how to insert himself, but how to do so amazing, like with flying colors, and it happens every time. It
Mm,
happened with Excuse Me, the first record that we did. That was Excuse Me was the first record we did together, and that's what made Champion sound. And even with Hat Trick was all done in one night. Those three records we made, those three records back to back to back that night. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and even the I don't. I'm pretty sure even with the I Don't Mind record, we made that night, and Notebook P ended up getting on with it later on, and we did the second we have a second one like loaded up, Hat Trick 2, and the same way done, all in one night, and it's just amazing seeing that. Like, he reminds me of me. He's a sponge. He's like, yo,
mm,
I love this sound, and he wants to know more about it. And as I'm letting him know about, where my sound originates from, it's like he just flew to a new country, and I'm letting him know more about the culture about it. Teaching him about the Dillas, the Mad Libs, the Ninths, the Apollos. It's like, oh shit, this is why certain shit is different. This is why certain shit is natural. Like, for example, like on the 24/7 record on Hattrick, the sound, the note that he's singing isn't like, it's in between two notes, and Samba uses auto tune from time to time,
mm,
and he figured out a way for himself to be able to like sing, or program the auto tune for it to sing specifically within the key because of the wobble or the flutter that I was using. Like the flutter of the fact that I
ah,
was using. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's almost as if it's very reminiscent of the No Worries sound that Pac and Knowledge have been able to cultivate with each other.
that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I like what y'all did on Take That Ride.
Yes.
That it's got such a smooth vibe to it, and this again shows your diversity, and at the same time that cinematic feel, your
Yes.
atmosphere.
Yes, for sure. Yo, and it's crazy how you're tying it all together, because I'm looking back. Like, this is one of those shoots. Like, there be moments when I take a step back and I look at the big picture, and it's like, it's crazy. Like, this just always been like the standard for me. Like, I want you to be able to feel like you're in a movie. Like, Take That Ride feels like a night ride in a car, with like in a tunnel, like one of the tunnels in Boston, with the
Mhm.
lights just passing by you, passing by you, passing by you. You know what I'm saying?
So when you were talking, and it came to my mind, but I wanted to let you talk. When you were
Mhm.
talking about uh, the boutique series
Mhm.
and you were describing it, it also reminded me of again your music being visual, but it's still audio, and people go to a boutique to see unique art, and
Mhm.
you're bringing that audio unique art.
Mhm. Hell yeah, that shit. It's. I wanted it to feel like you're walking into a spot with a bunch of different expensive ass pieces laying around. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the pieces that you're gonna pick up if when you really want to make a statement that night. You know what I'm saying? Or you really want to make a statement in your home. Like collectors pieces. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you just like this is the tape that like you're playing around the homies or some shit like that. And they're like, yo, where can I find this? And it's like, you can't
Hmm.
find this. You know what I'm saying? Or you gotta go, like, you're not about to just go on Apple Music and just search that shit up. Like, you gotta, and I come from that. I come from, having to do my digging and find certain cuts, you know, that aren't on streaming. Like, even the good book shit isn't even on streaming anymore.
Ah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you can't even stream it. You can't even listen to it off streaming anymore.
Yeah,
Like that's one of the shit you have to download it to your iTunes.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the physical copies, the ones that look like the
Yeah,
Bible. Yeah,
Damn, I know that shit's. I know that shit feels good to listen to. Damn, I need that.
Yep.
That's a great album. 1 and 2. I love those
Yeah.
albums.
Yep. Definitely. People don't talk about it enough.
They don't. They don't like that. Yo, and that's shout out to my guy Dean Flood. And this is the first time I'm announcing this anywhere. But Dean Flood, he produced a bunch of shit off for El Camino. He's one of my favorite producers right now. But we're about to do something like that, like two producers producing all of our beats, his beats, my beats. We're
Hmm.
building a world together. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? And some of our favorite MCs on across the records. But that has to
Yep.
be done. Has to be done. Like I love his sound. I feel like he's a world builder himself, and I feel like we could just, and I just love the fact that it makes the world even bigger. Cause like you know, on the good book, it's like the good book, both good books feel like they feel exactly what they're called, and the art matches perfectly. You know.
Yep. Mm. In the in the intro for the interview, I mentioned the importance of an engineer making or breaking an album. Um, Early on, before you started taking on this skill, and shout out Jay Rose, I want you to tell the people how important he is, but also what was your experience with finding out how bad the engineering work could be?
Oh my God, this is a good question, bro. Oh my goodness. So I had a project. I had a project I did with one of my mans, my friends, my close friends, and I had sent my beat stems to the engineer without printing my master effects. Like basically, what I sent my stems without it sounding exactly how it sounded when I was done making the beat, and I didn't think enough of it as I should have. You know what I'm saying? Sent the stems out. I didn't hear any of the mixes till the project came out. Project came out, and my beats just did not sound like how they were supposed to sound at all. Like the texture was gone, the feel was gone, the compression was gone. It was just raw. All they were my beats. All the instruments were there, but like everything that makes me me, like it felt like if like a coloring book, but what like before you color it in. Like it's like everything was there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, like those are my lines for sure. But there's no color there, there's no shading there, there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what's what. I can't differentiate what's what. It's just, black and white of my shit. And then I remember being mad disappointed about that. I remember being so disappointed about that. Like that was a fucked up feeling for a little while. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was really hard for me to it was really hard for me to promote the album how I wanted to. And I remember at not long after that, that was like one of the main things, that main drivers. And this is nothing against the engineer at all. Like I should have did better sending, my printed effects, like my printed beats, how they were supposed to sound to the engineer. It was just a learning experience for everybody involved. But after that, I really was like, I bet, like I'm about to start. If I'm gonna do these projects, I'm gonna produce entire projects. I'm gonna learn how to engineer. Like I want to be able to control the quality. I want to be quality control. So it originally started with me going to the studio in Rhode Island at the time called 302 Studio 302, which was ran by my boy. To this day, my boy. To this day, we work at the same. We both work at the Sound Lab. He works here now. Daro, but I know him. I know him as D Rod. And D-Rod mixed one of the first records that I ever did with somebody, my boy Erdnays. I think that might have been the second record I ever did with somebody on my beat, called Malevolence, off of a genius named Nadiv, which released in 2019. And D Rod mixed it, and I remember being amazed at the process of him mixing the voice, balancing the vocals inside the beat, making the vocals sound as if it was made in the same day, in the same session as the beat was, you know. And um, looking back, I listened to that same song the other day, and I think the mix sounds crazy, but I feel like, you know, like after that, that was another indicator where seeing somebody kind of do it and kind of nail it around how my beat was supposed to sound kind of gave me another piece of hope. So around the time when I was building my studio in Lowell under construction with my friends, I really wanted to have that, professional knowledge behind mixing and mastering. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to be able to not only mix and master um, in the context of the texture that I'm familiar with, an MPC texture or SP texture, but I want to know how these records on the radio are sounding. I want to
Mhm.
know how some of these smash hit records are sounding. It's kind of like how when a basketball player is like boxes or swims or will like even take ballet to like to learn power more, to learn balance more, to learn, what I'm saying, to stamina more, you know what I'm saying? And in the space of engineering was always kind of me, like I knew it was gonna just supplement the production. So I was like, all right, I have to have a good, well-rounded understanding of engineering for me to really be able to know what tools to use in what situations when I'm mixing my shit or if I'm working in the recorder studio and I'm working with anybody else's music. You know what I'm saying? And so when I came across J Rose through my man Reef. Reef knew at the time that I was in the pursuit of trying to figure out a good teacher, because I'm always looking for the best. Who is the best teacher in my sphere that I can point me in the right direction? And Reef knew I was like on that kind of crusade, and he pointed me in the direction of the Sound Lab and J Rose. And so when I first met J Rose, man, he was mixing a record that I produced for Reef with my affected stems of my beat. And this dude, J Rose, that was like, I thought he was the best. That was the best damn job I have ever heard in my life with my production. And I remember that being like this man is gonna teach me how to mix and master, you know? And not much longer after that, I was pestering J Rose like, "Yo, teach! I need you to teach me, bro. I need to learn from you. Like, bro, I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?" And then we worked out the business on that. You know, paid for a course, and J Rose really looked out. I feel like he gave me more knowledge than what it was worth. You know what I'm saying? And allowed me to, learn in his presence and give me the foundation I needed for me to really become like a strong engineer, not only for my stuff, but just to help the house make money in general. And over the years, like just seeing his work, hearing his work, him going on to work for a really prestigious speaker company that's known worldwide, called Osberger Monitors. And their systems are in quad record studios. They have been since at least the early 2000s. They've been in DJ Khaled's, like pretty much any $1 million setup, or
Mhm.
one in every $3 million setups has these Osberger speakers in the studios, and I'm blessed enough to work on a pair each and every day. It's like the flagship, almost like the centerpiece of my room, you know. So, and these shits rock. They rock. They are an experience, and they allow me to hear music in a different kind of way. And Jay Rose, working for Osberger and being able to experience these speakers. I remember, and it's funny. My first pair of Osbergers I heard before I even came to the Sound Lab. It had to be like a year, 2 years before I came to the Sound Lab. I remember hearing the speakers and being like, "This is fucking amazing. I want to hear these shits every day, one day." And God allowed me to, God gave me that exactly, and I have like the latest. This is one of the latest models of the Duo 8 sub 212 pair that Osberger dropped, I think in 2022. And like just listening to these every single day with the knowledge that J Rose has given me, especially like the speakers are tuned to the room, the subs are tuned to the room, so it's like a unique experience. It has allowed me to see music in a different way, which is again just made the production just that much stronger in the long run.
It's just like a producer can provide you with various sonics. The proper speaker can help open your ears.
Yo, that shit is so real. You like even down to panning. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
having these speakers in the room, like makes me want to play with the dimensions like of what the music going on. I want to make shit go up, down, left, right. Like so when you have speakers, it's like or when you're in headphones or when you're on speakers or in your car, you're like I'm a victim of some shit. Engineer sends some shit in the headphone, in the back of the headphone, and I'll look over my shoulder thinking that somebody's behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like I be wanting to do that to people, shit like that to people. Like damn, like this little detail is right here. You know what I'm saying? In Blue Magic, there's a lot of that. In Blue Magic, I did a lot of that. There's a lot of panning going on. There's, if you notice, there's not a lot of hard stops in Blue Magic at all. Like there's
Go
like
straight through.
there's a lot of reverb out. There's a lot of delays, echoes, like because even in life, in nature, there's not a lot of hard stops in anything. Your voice trails off and it dissipates naturally. You know what I'm saying? The only time that anything that hard stops in nature isn't good. You know what I'm saying? Like explosions, like shit goes from like one thing to another. Like that force isn't not very common, and when it is, it's usually like a whoa. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
like
yeah.
so I feel like in the context of music, it's like or just in the context of world building, those sudden moments are to be used sparingly, which is why like sudden cutoffs at the end of songs kind of bother me because it's like it's not being done tastefully. It's like it's just kind of you're just kind of falling victim to like the end of a audio file or just or just the way the computer cut it. It's like it's music. We want it to be as natural, close to nature as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. And that goes with the same as you creating an entire album with an artist, as opposed to if you have different producers on one album, were they all in the studio at the same time creating?
Right.
Just pick a producer from here, pick the producer from here, and then you gotta try and work it differently, as if you all in a session, it wouldn't be that way.
Right. Right. And it's crazy that you bring that up because, like I have I have even tried to pivot from the model of sending beats altogether. Like all my tapes, like Blue Magic was made almost entirely like from start to finish. All like even the beats were made from scratch in the sessions. Like those, like these weren't beats that like I sent to these guys and you know what I'm saying. Like they wrote and then they came to the studio and they laid them down. Like no, most of those records like I think Angela Simmons might have been the only one. Angela Simmons, what might have been the only ones that wasn't that way, and the only reason why it wasn't a beat that was made fresh was because that was like, I think, I think Bill recorded that in our first session ever, and had given them some beats before the first time we linked for them to listen to and just to get some inspiration. And Bill had that one in the tuck, like, and so our first link, I'm pretty sure he recorded that, and then Kill went off of his vibe and recorded his verse for that. But
Okay.
outside of that, everything, and I want to say the man, I want to say the man was like that too. Like it was either, if that wasn't the first time we linked, it might have been the second time that we linked, and I reworked the beat a little bit, but aside from those two, like Blue Magic Memories, that was done same day. Blue Minx was done same day. Porsche Cayenne same day. Uh, Two Revolvers same day. Yeah, freaking 20% same day. Everything was cooked fresh, bars fresh, beats fresh, drums fresh, same day.
That's ill.
And and I want to keep it. I like it that way. Same thing with Hat Trick. Beats were made on the spot. Bars were made at this on the spot. Right? You know what I'm saying? Word bar, everything was made on the spot. I like. It's like a nice home cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? But I also do want to like Sheikh Hanif, the Hand That Feeds project got me really like interested in curating tapes with multiple producers. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you can really get, if you do it right, it can be done very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like the Hand That Feeds with Sheikh Hanif is a testament to that. You know, especially, and there's a lot of strong ass producers riddled throughout that tape. So I feel like that's something I like. That's a direction I see myself like. I definitely want to explore like getting a bunch of different producers I really fuck with, making a tape with a bunch of MCs I really fuck with, and and just making people appreciate what it is that I appreciate a little bit more.
True, true. And being that you brought that up, once again, Bars Over BS knows exactly who is popping, who is putting out consistently dope music. The Hand That Feeds just sold out last Friday when it dropped, and
Hell yeah,
we're gonna talk about how quick your project sold out as well. Not just
word
once, not just twice.
3 times.
Yep.
That shit is crazy to me, man. It's like, bro, Blue Magic started off as so Blue Magic was started off as a it was an idea. This is an idea I had in my brain. Like I want to call something that I do Blue Magic. I don't know what it is I want to do, and it originally started as a train of thought. I was taking pictures with my iPhone, just going to different places, just taking pictures with my iPhone, putting a blue like filter on it, and then putting a beat that kind of just I felt like kind of
That vibe.
yeah, that vibe.
Mhm.
And I was just posting them on just as tweets on my Twitter and shit, and then I'd like maybe I post them on my Instagram story and shit like that, and people would like them and shit like that. And originally, after I did that a few times, uh, the lead photographer here at the studio, Boogie Tarantino, we were gonna do a photo book together, and I was gonna do a big photo book of just all the blue, like the blue shaded pictures um that we took, and I was just gonna include like a listening experience along with the audio, along with the book. You know what I'm saying? For you to like read or like look at it as you're listening to the tape. And then I met Kill and Pill, and then everything changed. After that, after like a few sessions, I forget what happened. I think it was. I want to say it was because I went to. I think I want to say it was when I went to Mexico. It had to be that, or like I forget where I went. I want to say I went somewhere or some shit like that, and I noticed that American Gangster. Oh, you know what it was? I went to Vermont. Went to Vermont. I went to Vermont, and for a show, I was DJing a show, and yo, I listened to Reasonable Doubt for the first time on my way to Vermont this year, and this was after I made the 20% record with Killing Bill.
Ah,
So I had never heard Coming of Age by Jay-Z when I made 20% with Killing Bill. So this is how crazy it is. So when I made the record, when we made the record 20%, Bill told me not long after that, he's like, oh, I didn't know about that record only because of, Coming of Age. And I was like, what do you mean? So I went back and did the knowledge. I'm like, oh shit. This shit sounds like, you know what I'm saying? But I had never, on Everything I Love, I had never heard Coming of Age before that. I had never heard Coming of Age. I went to Vermont, I listened to Reasonable Doubt from top to bottom.
that's crazy. But that's how life is sometimes. There's a certain connection that you don't see until
Yeah. It was crazy. 'Cause I'm like, oh shit. It's two MCs kind of going back and forth. The loop is damn near the same, but with a few different like accents. But like it really was on some like divine shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like that shit was not scripted, and that's when I was like, damn, no, this Blue Magic shit means something. This Blue Magic shit means something. And then I'm scrolling, and then even fast forward a few, weeks or whatever it was. I was scrolling through my Instagram, scrolling just aimlessly through Instagram, and I come across Jackson Hollow's page, and I'm appreciated because Jackson Hollow is not only is a talented visual artist, but he's a talented producer as well from a collective out here called Soul Recipe Records. And he got associated acts like Red Amandala and Swizzy, 7V, and Grubby Paws out here. I know they shared a studio at one point, and I remember going through Jackson Hollow's um Instagram and seeing the sketch, the original Blue Magic sketch.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? The original sketch didn't have the gold frame. The colors were duller. You know, like even the marker marks, you could still see the marker marks in the blue the blue background of the
wow.
you know what I'm saying, of the drawing. And I remember hitting him instantly. Instantly. Like, bro, I need this. I need this. I need this. Name your price. I need this now. And him being gracious enough to, give me a good number. I paid for it right then and there. He scanned it, sent it over to me, brought me the original drawing on the piece of paper that it was drawn on.
Wow.
I took the scan. This is man, this is right after I bought the iPad that I had bought for collage. I had seen this. Took my Apple Pencil, colored in the gold frame, colored in the blue with the deeper shade of blue for the marker, for the marker marks that were there. Added a deeper hue of red, or I just accentuated all of the features that were there. Even the gun that Bill's character that is twisted around his finger, like that didn't even have a color at first. You know what I'm saying? So adding all those elements, and then half toning all of it, and then again this happened again, and then after that, then learning that this is from Let's Do It Again. You know what I'm saying? And then this is not long after my Vermont trip. So then after my Vermont trip, I went down to Atlanta to go meet my friend Clark, who works for Reach Records, or who just finished up his tenure for Reach Records under Lecrae, and I just went down there to visit him, and I the whole time I was down there, I must have watched Let's Do It Again like 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And then I went on a whole black exploitation rabbit hole.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And then like learning the movie, you know, and then coming back home with that vigor of like, yo, I have all these cuts that I can add to the album to make it really cohesive. Add these and really, you know what I'm saying? Like how I was saying earlier, adding those different elements, those short elements in the background of the movie and the shot that really makes sense once you really take a step back and look. You know what I'm saying? Even down to freaking, and I didn't just sample, I sampled multiple, you know, instances from that time period, not along from just, Let's Do It Again. You know, there's a little bit of Shaft in there. There's a little bit of, Hell Up in Harlem in there. There's a little bit of as well as Let's Do It Again being on
Hmm.
there. You know what I'm saying? Like even being able to include the original theme song at the end of the end of the project before the bonus record comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it is like, and then now it's on wax. Now I can hold it now, and
Yeah.
people don't people some people haven't even seen Let's Do It Again. You feel what I'm saying? I heard What's Like Gun in ninth grade, and he's looking at this shit, and he's like, "Oh, I know where that's from." You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, like that shit is so crazy. That shit is so crazy that it's how it's like the level of intention was met with the same level of reception. And I'm very, 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 very grateful for it. You know, I'm very grateful for that. Like, it's like it, you know, it's like my again, it's me trying to just pay homage to 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 Dilla and donuts and shit like that. Like layered, layered music, layered art. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, I don't play no keys. You feel what I'm saying? But I have an experience.
Right.
I wasn't trained classically, but I have some shit that I have experiences that I see shit, I hear shit that I want to be able to get out. I perceive art a different way, I want to be able to reproduce that art to pay homage
Execute. Yeah.
and have people go back and trace to the roots of where this shit came from. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Even being able to, there are people that probably look at the whole Bill Cosby shit and this weird shit. You feel what I'm saying? And the whole controversy behind that, but now can even look at my album and inadvertently appreciate him through the weird shit. You feel what I'm saying? Or inadvertently appreciate black exploitation, just like the that entire time period.
I
You know
feel
what I'm
you.
saying? Or just black art period. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
it's like there's so many different, you know, layers to Blue Magic specifically that like the guys allowed me to quarterback the curation behind it, you know what I'm saying? And even going down to copping the front and back cover, telling the I wanted exactly how I wanted the back cover to be, you know. It's just crazy. Like, wow, I cannot believe that I can hold it now. There's golden versions of it now. People are asking me if when the vinyl's gonna come out, you know, like one of the main one of the main figureheads in in this lane right now gave a nod to it, you know, and people are gonna
So
for years down the line are gonna pick it up and trace the Easter egg. The people that really care are gonna see all the different connections, and it's just I'm blessed, bro. I'm just blessed. I get to
it's great, man.
I get to
Great.
do this shit for real. It's dope shit.
And again, shout out Balls Over BS for making that happen for you.
Yo, big shout out to Bars Over BS. I remember sending the record to him, and he didn't even need to hear the whole entire thing. He just knew. You know, they just knew. And I was just like, I was just like, wow. Like I remember I was in Outback Steakhouse right after they were like, yeah, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna do this. And I remember being like, damn, I really hope that people like this. Like, I know they're prestigious. You know, I know their name is associated with high quality. So I really hope that people receive Blue Magic well, and they did exactly that.
Yep.
Three on three
Three
different
times.
occasions.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I always give them their respect. You know, from early on, you know, I was tapped in because of listening to Todd Ferris music and
Mm.
seeing their growth and success, and again, the top quality work put into each and every physical that comes out, and the creativity as well.
It's amazing work, bro. I was when the first when the CDs and cassettes landed, I was like, this is going to be very, very difficult for me to see I imagine there to be this. I don't imagine the quality getting higher than this. Like the way it was just neat. The graphic design is just on point every single time. Like you could tell that there's care put into each one of these products. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that and the talent behind it is curated. It's like, yo, bro. Like I said, all I can say is that I'm very blessed. I'm very, 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 very blessed, and I'm very happy that everything is happening the way how it's happening at the time that it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like their success is warranted, and I feel like Blue Magic, in their hands, deserve the care. You know what I'm saying, that it deserves. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So,
True indeed. Yep.
and I'm gonna continue to do as much work as I possibly can to and put it on the put it on the map of Massachusetts for sure, for sure.
Definitely. I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I definitely want to say before I talk about the Boston Music Awards nominees that you got, that
Yo,
when you brought up the 2019 project, a genius named Nadiv,
yeah,
you reminded me. There's a track on there that always keeps me in a tranquil creative mode, and that's Avenue Blues.
Avenue Blues, yes, yes, Avenue Blues, man, Avenue Blues. So I sampled Crack Rock by Frank Ocean. Um, Channel Orange around 2014, 2016, or whenever. When I don't even know when did Channel Orange come out. Well, I forget when it came. I think I found out about it well after it came out. And yeah, so yeah, that has to be 2014, so because it came out 2012. Um, the Crack Rock song. So me and Frank Ocean have the same birthday,
Oh shoot.
and October 28th. So, and I just remember that intro melody just was like something I always could hear myself looping. You know what I'm saying? And I made that beat. I believe when I was in Atlanta when I made that beat, and I think I sampled "Can't Tell Me Nothing" vocals over that shit too. And that that's just one of those beats that's like that signified that symbolized like, damn, like I might be able to do this production thing. I might be able to do this beat thing. Like that was like one of the ones where it's like, because I don't like this art thing. Like when you have an idea, how you execute your idea don't always be how you saw it in your head.
Hmm.
But that one was one of the first ones where I was like, oh shit, like I thought about this, I did it. Like I'm being able to hear that I can hear something I want to loop, and just put it there as opposed to like digging, and hearing this is something that I could possibly flip into something and just kind of seeing where the cards fall.
Uh huh.
But
Definitely.
Like Avenue Blues is definitely, one of them shits that one of my favorite ones for sure. Definitely of all time for sure.
Dope, dope. The ill visuals for the Dream Team Champion Sound All On Me is nominated at the upcoming Boston Music Awards. And you're
Amazing.
also in the category for Music Producer of the Year.
Sir.
How does that feel?
Yo, it's just crazy. It's a blessing first and foremost. It's a blessing first and foremost to one, all on me is I gotta give a shout out to Nicole De Silva, who's my big sister here at the Sun Lab. She's another one of my the managers here at the lab. And she's like I gotta give her flowers. She keeps me level headed, she keeps me grounded, she keeps me organized when I'm not organized. You know, she she allows me to vent, she allows me to yell, she allows me to argue, debate, you know what I'm saying? And she's there for me whenever I need her. And I want to shout out Virtue. I want to shout out Tatas. I want to shout out Christian Ruiz. I got to shout out Nathaniel Ambell, Harold, Reef, um, Najee Janey, um, everybody that was there that day. Kai, who was there that day. Even the gentleman that rented us the gym that allowed us to shoot that in. Benita, who was there, who did the behind the scenes shoot. Like that shoot, Nicole quarterbacked it. She put all the
Mhm.
pieces. She put all the pieces into play. Had a vision for it. Really made that vision come to life. You know what I'm saying? As far as the shooting, and she knows that I'm very particular with the editing of it. So and I edited that entire music video from top start to finish. You know what I'm saying? And sending it out to even my boy Raymond, who added the VHS effects to it. You know, um, like that. It took a village for that one. It took a village for that one for sure. There were so many people that made that shit come together. And the fact that it was nominated for a Boston Music Award for Video of the Year is again, it's the same thing as the Blue Magic shit selling out. It's like, damn, this shit was received well. It was received with as much open arms as level of effort that went into it. You know what I'm saying? So like that shit. When shit like that happens, I appreciate it. And then even being studio produced, even nominated for Producer of the Year again after winning it last year. You know, um, it like a lot of motherfuckers fall. A lot of motherfuckers get that first one, and they take the foot off the gas because they feel like they done proved everything they needed to prove. And it's like, man, I feel like, you know, I prove to people, to people that the people that find validity in the Boston Music Awards, you know, it was proof to them that like, all right, yeah, I'm here. And but this year it was beyond that. Like this year, I'm shooting for the stars this year for real. Like I was really shooting for the stars this year. Like I really wanted to create a body of work that stands the test of time with Blue Magic. I really wanted to create a bunch of different live experiences as a DJ for people to come and enjoy the time through events like Mass FM. You know what I'm saying? I wanted people to, you know, even with my camp, with Genius Camp, I want people to come together and, build and work on their workflow in real time with one another with seasoned artists. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make all my homies look good in the process. Whether I gotta buy, buy the illest lenses, or commission the illest videographers. You know what I'm saying? just always wanting the best for myself. Always wanted to elevate, you know, elevate with elevation records and shit like that. Like, you know, but the nomination is just continued, continued, continued outside. It's like to me, it's just like they still see it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, like last year, like there's always a wow factor when they surrounding these award shows, and you know what I'm saying. Like, and the thing about the wow factor is there's nothing like that first time. You know, so as of this year, like whether I win it again or another producer, it's a definite producer's time for them to win it and for the majority to recognize as a winner. Like I'm just grateful that I'm in the conversation as niggas that's working hard. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's just you
True
know,
recognition.
yeah, it's exactly like the win. I don't give a fuck about the win no more. Because I did that already, and I feel like I did that for the time that I deserve to. And if I deserve it again, I deserve it again. But the fact that just the fact that the community or enough people are seeing what I'm doing and they're like, yeah, like he's busting his ass still, you know,
Yeah. Yep.
then that is I'm grateful for that. I'm beyond grateful for that. Because I'm not stopping no time soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to turn 27 next week from tomorrow, in 7 days from tomorrow. So and I want these next these next years, like, you know, we lost big at 24, I believe, right? Or you know what I'm saying? I believe we lost Tupac Young, we lost Dill at 32. You know, we lost a lot of great talents early on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the future holds for me, but like
Make the
I'm
best
not.
of it.
Yeah, I'm making the best
Yep.
of this motherfucker. You feel
Yep.
me? I got to keep
Agree.
going. I got to keep going. So it's a nice feeling knowing that people seeing it, and while I'm still here, you know.
Definitely agree, man. Now I put up the link for anyone that's tuning in to go to Boston Music Awards website and go ahead and vote for Devo the Genius.
That's love, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, dog.
Now I know we've been on there for a minute. Now I had the video queued up, but I know it's a long video, so
Now we're cool. I'm cool. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, man. I enjoy this conversation, man. I really did enjoy this. I really do enjoy this conversation, bro. I love how, I love how you did the knowledge, bro. Like you feel me? I can tell you're a student, bro. You're like, you feel me? And that shit, like, there's never enough. I can't never get enough knowledge, bro. And that's why I decided to keep that the genius shit associated with my name. Not because I feel like I'm the smartest motherfucker in the room, but I feel like I'm always gonna be willing to learn. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm always willing to take the said knowledge and be as effective as efficient as I possibly can. So, you feel me? And I feel like this conversation is definitely, you know what I'm saying, part of that, bro. So, like any time here and spend this conversation is a time well spent to me.
appreciate it. And
Mhm.
I'm definitely the same way. I'm always seeking knowledge and willing to learn more and more.
Word, bro. That's what makes great humans. Period.
Hmm.
The best humans never stop learning. And that's what I learned that shit. My peoples, yo, from being from Sierra Leone, like that's what they like. That's education. Education. You don't never stop learning. You never stop learning. The only time you stop learning is when you die. hmm And who knows? Maybe you keep learning after that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But but even being the sound like being within the sound lab, like it's a lab. It's constant learning, constant evaluation, constant. Like it all just I just love how it just all coincides, bro. It all feels like one big album, basically. Real shit. It be feeling, bro. Life be feeling so curated sometimes. Like it be feeling like, damn, is this shit scripted? Like,
You gotta break the monotony.
word, for real. But it's just crazy, bro. I'm super blessed, bro. I be feeling I be feeling, and then I just want to say thank you again, bro. I want to say thank you again for this conversation because this shit was super vibes.
I appreciate it, man. Definitely. You know,
Shit.
when you're able to vibe with someone and not just because you like their music, but I actually take that time to listen to your music and try and dissect it, and at the same time learn more about you
Word.
before the interview and while I'm here listening to you, you know, giving your insight and your answers to some of my questions as well. So I appreciate that as well.
Sure, bro. And amazing questions, bro. Amazing questions. I want to give you your flowers on that. You have amazing questions, bro. You're a very insightful interviewer, bro. Real shit. This is one of the best. This is one of the best interview experiences I've ever had from an insightful standpoint and just on a conversational standpoint. So thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we about to play the visuals for All On Me, which I've watched this plenty of times, and you gave a great example of that cohesion and having the whole fam come through and represent in a proper way. So let's get into it.
One, two. Hold on. Yeah. Cheers to more blessings and more elevation, nigga. I can feel this shit in my soul, I swear to God. Yeah. Welcome to the promised land, motherfucker. I can feel it in my soul, this is everything I need. I gotta get it on my own, blessings falling in my feet. Got me wishing on a star, following my dreams. I can see that bright light shine every single time. This is everything I need. Yeah, this is everything I saw, understand. There's some things you can't see, nigga. But I can see that bright light shine every single time. This is everything I need for real. This is everything I need. Yeah. Just rock with me, hold on. I said, it's all on me. I swear it's all on me. If the sky comes down, then it falls on me. When it rains, I can hear sounds of thunder in my sleep, and I wonder what it means. Your bitch fell in love with my aura and my steeds. I had to sacrifice for the things I believe. Lived this life twice, so mistakes are rare to me. These niggas like my sons, how can they compare to me? These days it's like my fears ain't really fears to me. I might fuck around and just levitate out of nowhere. I know we gon' law reach our dreams in no time. Never rush greatness, I fell in love with the slow grind. She was on my hip all night, I busted a slow rhyme. Look her in the eyes, we got soul ties. I'm rapping with my heart on my sleeve and I gotta show mine. Kobe in that fourth quarter. If you ain't on my team, you get cold shoulders. Fadeaways, elbow jumpers and crossovers. Niggas know it's over. On the low, I've been the go, had to improve my focus. I've been busy staying pure and putting moves in motion. My connection with the skies had to enhance my dominance, nigga. This life's a puzzle, had to take my chance to solve it. And I can never fall for shit, that's why I stand the tallest. I program my conscience, I overstand the logic. These words are purely fertilized in this world of mine. I know my light shines the brightest when the world's the darkest, nigga. It's all on me, I swear it's all on me. The sky comes down and it falls on me, nigga.
Yeah. My rap make you backtrack and thrash on your own. They got so many lab rats just walking out alone. Pounding with the facts, yeah, it's some pain you never heard. Your sky's the limit, cause you living through a drone. My smile contagious, I got everybody sold. Fire up the engine cause they love me better cold. Every rock I walk on later turns to precious stone. Holla if you hear me, there's some sacred audio. Watch you shoot, rock, paper, shoot. I do what I do, what to do, rock, paper, glue. I'ma stick to whoever's new. Every mountain I accomplish helps me get a better view. Do what's righteous, y'all niggas flightless. I separate you like cake slices. I don't like it with my knife in. I can take the nicest. You paid the price for life cause you was shiesty. Slippery slope before you walk on just too yo. Smoke to cleanse my soul, corrupt my lungs. The silver haze strong enough to make me cough like I only got one. Still blazing, going out for the cause. I'm politicking with my dogs, about we take the shit and count a profit. Be ashamed of y'all negligence, these blunder flows be heaven sent. It's written in the Exodus, I'll riddle y'all with pestilence. I'll heal myself, the earth is Mexican, the sea moss Jamaican. This tea from Haiti, now I'm feeling gracious. Feet on the pavement, Tiffany souls. I might grab that bitch, that tennis bracelet. She let me lay the pipe with perfect placement. This gas ripples through your chest. Put myself first so I can help niggas nest. Shit is for the taking. I need that full course steak on my plate. Upper echelon, you try to box the guard, your arms better be as twice as long as repertoire. Stronger than niggas in Port-au-Prince. Holding shit that'll lift your vest off. Flipping off the top rope, slamming amateurs like I'm Bret Hart. When it comes to pushing niggas out the way, I don't care. I got demons at the crib, I gotta get up out of there.
Yeah. Talk to him, talk to him. Talk to him, talk to him, yeah. What we saying? Yeah. Let's get it. Okay, I said. So listen, we gon' start with this. Niggas know that I'm him, but y'all be too focused up on my marketing. They thought I'm from CT, the way I go hard for this. I can teach you how to eat, it ain't difficult to fish. These niggas pussy, they played the bench when I played the paint. I'm making moves, state to state like I'm Franklin Saint. I'm focused on stacking this cheddar to break the bank. Baccarat on my body, gon' make these bitches faint. I work for everything I got and never had it handed. Jet lag from first class, man, I just landed. Close friends switching up, I never understand it. Most bitches want pose, but they swear it's candid. Always learning with dap, I can never plan it. Real niggas be the only ones that I don't ran with. Ups and downs in my life, but I'm trying to manage. Old wounds never healed, I ripped off the bandage. Jumped off the porch early, I was fucking damaged. Whole city on my body, dog, but it ain't branded. Dead broke, empty pockets, man, I couldn't stand it. Back when I ain't had no wheels, I had to take the transit. Made my own moves, never copy what my mans did. Always about my bread, know my worth, so I demand it. Youngins always trigger happy, you can see his hand twitch. Sticks and drums on their waist like they got the band laid. All these niggas swear they real, but they fold like pamphlets. When you calling all the shots, you know you can't miss. Never falling off my dog for no damn bitch. Forever going stick to the script so I can't switch.
Got my names out there.
Is that fucking rap? I give you rap. Niggas suck.
Yo.
All on me. I love the energy.
Oh, say. I fucking love that shit, bro. That shit always give me life when I watch that video, bro. That was such a good day.
Yeah, man. DeevoDaGenius, man. The catalog speaks for itself.
That's love, man. I appreciate. Yo, I also got to shout out. I don't know if I forget if I shouted out Harold earlier when I was naming everybody that was on there. But Harold, big shout out to Harold too. No bullshit. I love Harold, and we got an album that's gonna be dropping 2020. I think it might be dropping before the year end.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it might drop either before the year end or at the top of the year. But I'm about to drop at least 2 more. I'm about to drop 1 more in 7 days. And then after that, I'm dropping the Genius Name Not Deep 2 in 7 days. And then after that, I'm dropping this joint I got with Arrow. And after that, I'm dropping this joint with Tega. And after that, I'm dropping this joint with Dunny. And then Body. And it's about to be it's about to be a bad year. And then me killing Bill, I gotta do another one. Or we're already there's some Christmas joint that we're trying to do. It's about to be it's about to be a fucking bro. It's about to be a crazy next 3, 4, 5 years, like already. Like the music's already done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the catalog's nasty, but the back catalog is even nastier. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit right now that I'm trying to package and make sure it's right. And you know, some shit is aging, you know. Some shit is definitely aging the right way, like aged wine. Like we want this shit to hit a little bit more, let the times kind of go by and let the stock appreciate. But I appreciate you, man. The catalog is definitely it's definitely grown. Something I've grown to appreciate with every single drop now is like I get to really look back and I can smile at you know, how I've grown over the years, you know what I'm saying? And like how I stuck with it, and you know, like, and where I want to go with it, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
putting it up, you know.
definitely, definitely. Massachusetts is on the map.
For sure. We're here, man. We're here. For the while, yo, for the longest, man, feels like niggas is playing with us, you know? But it's like we also just been struggling with identity, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, we got like our spitters though, like nigga, we rap, like we're rapping, and there's like we're not
Always
only
did.
are we
Yep.
rapping, but we got some of the most talented producers on the face of like the earth right now. That's really like, you know what I'm saying, scoring this shit like Grubby,
Yep.
Villain,
Yep.
Mike Ange.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Chef Bogey, fucking Davino on the production tip,
Mm-hmm.
Neck on the production tip. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is crazy out here. Tremendous, fucking bro. It's crazy. Chow, uh, my boy Stats the Wave. Fucking even outside, just like rap, like, you know, Akachi with Lil Uzi Vert. You know, my the homie Zay Valmont. Like, there's so many producers out here. Latrell James, like on the Jit album. Gib DJ, that was on the Jit album. And Latrell just did joints for the Marco Plus album. I don't know if you're familiar with the Marco Plus album that dropped. Um, but like
Yeah, I gotta
that,
check that.
yeah, that shit was that. Like, there's just a lot of motherfuckers doing their thing, but especially on this side, of the spectrum, like there's a lot of my inspirations are a call away or a 45-minute drive away that I can go see and just go get some inspiration from, or just listen to records with and build with, and you know, like, and we got that mutual respect for each other. But like now it's like, okay, yeah, we're here. Motherfuckers is trying to listen to us. So let's give the people what, you know. Let's give the people what they deserve, man. Let's give them this good ass music, you know. And like there's more and more characters starting to be unlocked, you know, with the hidden character and Bill and
Mm.
Kill, and
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And a lot of my homies that's about to start turning up and shit, like and Bell's about to start turning back up. Errol, y'all are about to meet Errol. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all are about to. There's about to be a lot of shit that's about to start coming out of Massachusetts that people are gonna have no choice but to be like, fuck, man. What they got going on up there.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And my last question before you give your shout outs,
Yeah,
being that you did do a beat showcase with DJ Manipulator, I think it
yeah,
was 2023
yeah.
on the Incredible Sound.
Mm-hmm.
You got any more live shows coming?
Hell to the yes. So we got so tomorrow I plan on announcing something, but November 15th we're doing my birthday event from we're doing my birthday. I'm gonna have my favorites come out, kick a set. All my favorite like producers and DJs, like us, like a lineup of about six of them. I
Mm-hmm.
want to come down and just give me just give me good music to listen to all day. You know what I'm saying? Like for my birthday and shit. So that's really like the next live show I got coming up. But nah, nothing lined up as far as like I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Nah, nothing right now lined up. But um, definitely like as far as events go, like Blue Magic pop up, like for the people to just come listen to it, you know,
That's gonna be
live.
dope.
Come pick up the vinyl if you haven't picked up the vinyl. I'm gonna have some shirts on deck. You know, just really just make it like experience for the people. You feel me? But right now, I'm just focused on, turning 27 in a few days, and what that means, and what I like, just new goals, and how exactly I want to attack the year for sure.
There it is, man. Thank you once again, DeevoDaGenius. Taking the time to speak with us. Let me know more about you, and also, again, everything happens for a reason at the right time, and you're definitely going through it, past, present, and future. So salute to you.
Salute to you, bro. And I appreciate you having me, man. Thank you for being so damn insightful, bro. For real. Like, I needed this shit, man. Like, I needed this shit. This shit just major motivation. Just, you helping motherfuckers look at the bigger picture and look at it from, not so up close, because when you're creative, you got your head down. So, like, thank you for this, for real. This shit was very much needed and very much appreciated, bro. Thank you. Shout out to HHDG Media. Y'all are doing y'all fucking thing, man. For real.
Appreciate it. And before we go, let everyone know where they can reach out to you and give you shout outs.
For sure. So if you are looking for me, you can find me on pretty much everything. DeevoDaGenius. Genius. Spelled correctly. Devo. Only thing that's spelled wrong is the. Devo the Genius. And I just want to shout outs. First and foremost, God is the greatest, man. Second of all, shout out to my mother and my father for, allowing me to, like, allowing me to fucking do what the fuck I like, follow what the fuck I want to follow. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to DJ 211, not only for the Sound Lab, but for also believing in me and allowing me to create. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to elevationrecords.com. Make sure you reach out to elevationrecords.com if you want to listen to any of my back catalog, anything that's not out yet. You feel me? If you want to support anything that is out, that is also in the back catalog as well. I'm gonna be putting up a few pieces of the vinyl up. I gotta put that up there.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Big shout out to, everybody that has helped me, you know, get here as far as like being able to just do what I do, my friends, my family, my sisters, anybody that's ever motivated me, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the Soul Rap Studios in Lowell for holding it down back home in Lowell and allow me to have a space to create. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my shorty right now, just holding it down and, being a ear you know what I'm saying, you know, that I can talk to, you feel me? And, big shout out to y'all, bro. Big shout out to the journalists. Big shout out to the people that are actually going and doing their due diligence and highlighting the people that have something that, to share. And that is going to allow the culture to keep propelling forward, bro, because that's how I'm here. And that's what I want to, and I just want to perpetuate more growth, especially amongst black and brown men, people that look like me, because a lot of us don't got too many options. And, like, this shit is a real option if you take it seriously.
Yes.
So I appreciate you, bro, for that heavily.
Definitely appreciate that. And great words of wisdom to end it off. So on behalf of our HHDG Media crew, we're going to say peace.
Peace. Appreciate you, bro.